Hello, my name is Matthew, and I am doing another SolidWorks tutorial again today. I'm going to cover appearances of parts. This relates to assemblies as well. I will also be covering materials, and I will be covering their properties as well as mass properties in order to make your parts and assemblies as similar to they will be in real life, and also appearances will help to make your parts look better, and I'm going to show how to get really good screenshots if you need to put something in a presentation or a document. So I have here a body tube that we'll pretend is going to be made from fiberglass. So first and foremost, I'm going to set the material properties. So I'm going to right click on material. I'm going to hit edit material. At this point, there's a bunch of different things that, a bunch of different folders that drop down. I am not using any kind of metal to make this body tube. If I were, I could choose steel, aluminum, I could choose whatever I want. But again, this is not going to be made from a metal. So I'm going to skip all of these steel, iron, aluminum, all these different alloys. Plastics, I'm not making it from plastic. Again, not a metal, so I'm not making it from those. Non-metals, none of these are fiberglass. You see glass here, but not fiberglass. If you were making maybe blue tube, maybe this would be a decent option. Probably actually would be a very good option. So when you choose a material, you're going to, for fiberglass, I typically choose S-glass. No real reason behind that. That's just kind of what I do. I don't know of G10 fiberglass that we use for body tubes. I don't know if that's more similar to E-glass, S-glass, A-glass, or C-glass. I just kind of choose S-glass. You'll see the properties of the material are going to be shown in this first tab. So you have a bunch of material properties. If you haven't taken mechanics or anything like that, you will have no idea what the heck this is. Basically, this is only going to be necessary when you are going and you're looking and doing simulations. If you have these simulations, this won't really be that important. The only thing that will be important is the mass density, which will come up when we go over mass properties later on. Appearance, this is going to be kind of the biggest thing that comes out of this from a visual aspect. It's going to give you the appearance that is correlated with this particular material. So for S-glass fiber, that appearance is glass fiber, which is perfect because obviously fiberglass, glass fiber, same thing. My appearance, yes. I will change the color later on. Crosshatch, not super important right now. Custom application data favorites metal. You can add it to favorites if you use this material often. Let's say I'm going to add it here. I'll hit close. I come here. It'll be right there, and I can apply it. You can also, if I remove the material, I can edit material, and I'll go and choose, click on it, and hit apply. And now this material has been set to S-glass fiber. If you are running certain versions of SolidWorks, I don't know why it's not showing right now, the actual appearance of this body tube would have changed to kind of have like a rough appearance. However, that did not happen on this. There's typically a drop down in this drop down menu. There's typically something above it that says like real view or something like that. If that's selected, it will show you the actual appearance of the material. Right now, that is not what's happening. So in here, I could also set the appearance using some different colors. I'm going to instead, however, go over here, click on this, right click, and hit edit appearance. You can see here I can change the different type of glass. So I can go to glass sandblasted, drag it over. It's now selected as sandblasted glass. However, this is going to be glass fiber, so I'll choose that one. And at this point, let's say I want to make it to have a red color. I can choose the color in this. I can choose colors from here if I want to play with it more. I can go down here, use RGB or HSV. I can choose the color along this rainbow, and I can choose here the brightness, or I think the saturation, and this is going to be the brightness of it. So I kind of want to be more like a Miami green. I can do this one. Display states, I want it to be in every display state. So if I say all display states, that means in an assembly, it will always show this color. And again, select geometry. I want to have the part. You can change it so that you select certain faces. So say I have a really complicated part and I only want certain faces to be certain colors. I can also do that. Or certain features to be certain colors. Right now I'm gonna hit OK. All right, at this point, I have material selected, so I have a density applied, and I have the color. So now I'm going to go to Evaluate and hit Mass Properties. At this point, I am able to see a couple different things. So I'm going to zoom down so I can see it. So I'm currently looking at Mass Properties of this part. So it is giving me the density in pound per cubic inch. I can change what units I want it to be in, so I can change length. I can change all of these things and what I want. Right now, I'll just keep it like this. And I'll go use document properties. So I can see the density, I can see the mass, and I can see the volume. So if I know the mass of my body tube, so say I chose S-glass fiber, but that's not actually like the exact density that the fiberglass that I'm using is, or maybe something slightly different. And I go when I weigh my body tube, that is the exact same dimensions as this, but it has a different mass. I can override the mass properties here. So say it's actually 2.8 pounds, I can override that here. If I know where the center of mass is and it's not exactly where it says it is here, so right now it's saying the X dimension, which is down, the Y dimension, which is out of the plane, and the Z dimension, which is along the tube. It's saying right now it's in the middle of the tube, which is correct, and it's saying it's 10 inches, which is the direct center. So that is the center mass. So I know it's correct. But let's say for some reason that was wrong, I can override that here. Most of inertia, we're going to disregard that for right now. It's a little too complicated. So now I have my overridden mass. So if I put this into assembly and if I have every part in an assembly with the correct mass, I will end up with an assembly which has the correct mass. So I can find the actual mass of, say, a whole rocket if each part has the correct mass, put it into assembly, go to the mass properties of that assembly, and it will tell me the mass of that whole assembly. And it will be accurate as long as all the parts are accurate. So that's a really nice thing about SolidWorks. If you haven't gotten say you haven't gotten your part in, but you know it's gonna be like aluminum 6061, you can set that right here. You can set that material, and you will be very close to accurate as long as your geometry is the same as what it will actually be after you construct it. Because the density of aluminum 6061 is known. So if you know exactly what material you're going to be using, this will be very, very accurate. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to go over for this tutorial. Yeah, that's it. Okay.